album is called Music and Me. It took about 3 years to make, from the writing to the recording to the production of it. Back in 2022, we put my album Reasons out. We really immediately went right into just doing shows. I went on a Christmas tour. I ended up moving to LA and started writing for the album fairly shortly after Reasons was completed. Once I moved to LA, I became pregnant. Sadly, though, 6 months after that, we lost Noah. I remember truly feeling like I had lost my spark when I was sitting down to make this album. I was listening to music and just hearing nothing after we lost Noah just took me out emotionally, physically, mentally.
It was a beautiful day when we learned you were on the way. A little scared, a little unprepared.
The most important thing I learned is that with time comes healing. I also really learned to trust my intuition to bring me out of that dark place that I was. This album is a culmination of different genres, different moods. I love jazz so much, but I grew up listening to like R&B and hip hop. I just wanted to bring elements of the things that I grew up loving into this album. The first song is Music and Me, and it really gives a perfect overture for what this time in my life that I wrote about taught me. And then it goes into being in love, and it goes into distrust, loss. And finally, in a song like What Is Meant to Be, which is perfect because it comes near the end of the album and it really is the culmination of learning these lessons that all these things that happen to us are truly meant to be. And the last songs on the album are all upbeat and just really fun. I hope people feel a sense of joy, a connection to know that other people also experience heartache, that feeling of, I got this, I'm strong, and I'm okay.
The ways that they live, 'cause who's to say at the end of the day, and I can get lost up in a song, got it running through.
The album starts off with the title track. The song is upbeat. It is hopeful. It's got these soaring, synth lines right from the top. And it just feels good from the moment you put it on. Music and Me is kind of like a story about how I've never really had a choice. Singing has always been the biggest part of my life. Music has always been the biggest part of my life. When I wrote this song, it was shortly after I was just having the hardest time coming up with any lyrics. I wasn't feeling very inspired, and this is the first song that I wrote after kind of getting my inspiration back. Part of my perspective change happened when I was thinking back to why I ever started singing. I remember just playing duo gigs, Keith and I, in little country clubs where we were the background music, and I got paid like $100 and literally drinks. So it's kind of paying homage to my roots and where I came from being so excited to be the background music. Music and Me really means so much to me because it's like a little, just a story about how I've gotten to where I am now.
At the age of 29, I'll be on the Billboard chart so high. That was the moment I knew music saved my life.
Well, the inspiration for Time on You is obviously my husband. When I was writing it, often when I'm sitting down to write a song, I don't know what I'm writing. I kind of let the music dictate the mood and the vibe. So the energy of this music was kind of like slinky and sexy. So when the lyrics started coming out, it was just about the sexiness of the song, really. And so the words, I worked a while on them, just finessing them to kind of make them go into each other well and just tell this song of like being really in love with this person. It gets a little risque at the end. The last lyrics that I wrote for this song, dropped them in like a week before we came to mix the album. It's definitely the most playful song I've ever written. Another thing about Simple is the arrangement. The title of the song is called Simple Make Love. So we were trying to keep it simple, but I just kept hearing backgrounds and different parts to add in. At the end, it's kind of long, and I'm listening, thinking to myself, like, should we be taking one of these choruses out? But we decided to let it ride. Maybe people will be making love to this song and they want the extra chorus in. Serenity Prayer almost did not make the album, and I just knew that there was something special in the hook. When I wrote it, I was like, oh, this is so catchy. But then we got to the verses and it was kind of like dragging. Then it got to like this little pre-chorus section and it felt even longer. By the time you were 2 minutes into the song, for me, it felt like it had already been on for 5 minutes. So I reached out to my friend, Willie Yanez, who is an awesome musician and producer. And we went over to his studio and he had some great ideas of just like shortening sections and things to make them pop differently. And it really transformed the song. I went and did the final vocal and added all the cool harmonies and everything. And actually now it's turned out to be one of my favorite songs.
You must know that I will never ever be a homewrecker.
You know, sometimes people think that they know everything about what they see. There's really this inside story that is totally different than any narrative that anyone can create for themselves. I just thought that it was important to tell that other side of the story. The you in this song is just anyone who can be so quick to rush to a judgment.
I'll never homewrecker. Let me take it back. When I'm waking up, let my spirit up. This isn't ordinary day.
The idea to bring the live drums into the recording came after I listened to the song and I was just missing some shape. The thought came to me to just kind of like let the drums kind of slink in, like before you know it, oh wow, there's live drums. The song actually originally was half the length. It was just going to be an interlude, but Keith and our mix engineer Rob were both like, you need to make this more of a song. I really like that they asked me to add more because what we did add made it just extra special. So I'm really, really happy with the way this one came out.
This isn't ordinary day.
The Truth Is Never Told is not a personal account. Since this person is so close to me, I was really feeling her pain. I like to draw inspiration from different places. When Keith and I wrote this music, which was just in September, this is the last song that was written for the album, we just kind of sat down and we were actually thinking about vibes for like the next album. And this song came into existence.
Baby, was it easy for you to tell me you gotta leave? I'll be
Eternal Angel is the most emotional song for me. I can't listen to it without tears coming to my eyes. When I was writing it, it was very cathartic. I imagine what Noah's smile would have looked like, and I imagine what he would have been like, and so I express that in this song, and so that's why I think it's so hard to listen to. I was struggling writing the bridge, so I kind of put the song on the back burner. Once I sat down again with Eternal Angel, this beautiful, hopeful bridge came out, and the song actually ends on such an optimistic note, and that's what Eternal Angel kind of shares and explores. What Is Meant to Be is the masterpiece of the album. It It starts super simple, a bass line, boom, dun, and then the keyboards come in, you got some percussion, the drums and all that, and the song is like slowly building. Now the first verse vocally is kind of sparse. The second verse builds up a little more with some harmonies. The third part harmony comes in the second way through. It's just building, building, building. And then you get to the solo section, which is kind of like laid back. Mike D'Amico just plays an incredible guitar solo. And we got the breakdown where it's kind of like a breath, but it's still a lot of vocals and you know, harmonies. It's just such a journey, this song. You know, just it all comes to this big head at the end of the song with the music is full going, all these harmonies, and then it kind of just fades away. And to me, What Is Meant to Be is just such a huge feat that we accomplished for the album. It's a really important song on the album because it's definitely the simple, most basic, but you need that after everything you've been through on this album already, I think. Another really cool thing is we have Kev Choice back on this album, featured on this song. He really elevated Cali to the perfect place that it needed to be, and I'm just so grateful to have him here on the album again.
Go to Hollywood, how you shine, I know you be a star. Come up to the Bay, how you work, you know you be a boss.
Meet me at the front door, wrap your arms around me. What can I say?
That was a dream come true. I have been listening to Anthony Hamilton since the Nappy Roots song, and I've just been such a fan forever. Best in Me is such a special song. Like I mentioned before, he is just such an icon for me, and to be able to have written a song with him is dreams coming true. You know, little Lindsey is like looking up right now and just amazed. I just have to send a huge thank you out to Charles Whitfield and Fred Whitfield. It was Charles' original idea to get Anthony on the song, and he was supposed to do 2 hearts, but due to circumstances beyond our control, Anthony and I ended up doing this original song together, and it's just one of a kind.
What makes you so special? Like you already know me, and with each passing day, my love for you grows stronger every way.
The next duet on the album is with Stokley Williams, and we did the awesome cover of 2 Hearts. The original is by Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass. We got Stokley on this song, which is just so cool because I went through 6 albums of having no duets, and now there are 2. How fantastic it was to work with Stokley. He just brought so much to the table in terms of his energy, his talent, his drumming. You know, he plays drums on more than half of the album. And he just really added so much magic to this album. Something I also have to mention is that when Stokley sent his files, his vocal files to me, and I put them in the session and I was just checking them out, there are such intricacies that he does, things that you don't even really hear when it's in the mix in your headphones. But he is just so talented, and I cannot say enough about Stokley. Just so grateful to have him on the album as well.
2 hearts are always better together forever. 2 hearts are always better. True romance will treasure. 2 hearts are always
Thanks for taking this ride with me while I gave you some insight into this awesome album, Music and Me. And please keep your eye out because it's coming out February 2026. All right. I know. We did it. We did it.